Let's get started standing today. So welcome to Thursday Yoga. I'm Sarah, for those who do not know me. Welcome to class, whether you're here for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, the whole 40-minute practice. We are getting ready to move together. And let's start with those feet about hip width apart, maybe a little wider for stability if you'd like. Have a little soft bend in the knees, roll those shoulders back, maybe shake out the wiggles. Stretch those arms and fingertips toward the floor. Bring your gaze soft to the floor, let those eyes close. Take a moment to lift up your toes. Try and spread them out, even if that's just a mental thought exercise like it is for me. Let those toes settle down. And find your balance on your feet so that you can feel the inside and the outside edges the same. So you don't have too much pressure on one side. Try and equal that out. And all together, let's exhale the air. Inhale deep through the nose. Exhale, let your morning go. Seal up those lips and begin to move the breath through your nose. Making each breath just a little bit deeper and a little bit longer than the one before. Perhaps you're noticing that gentle sway of the body. We do that all of the time when we're standing. It's how we balance. You can become a little bit more aware of it with our eyes closed. So just embrace that sway of balance. And when you take your next long exhale, drop your chin towards your chest, opening up the back of the neck. Think about bringing that chin towards your chest and maybe the chest proud toward the ceiling. And notice how the back of your shoulders and your upper back feel. You notice extra tension there. Allow your next inhale to break apart that tension, create space. And as you exhale, visualize the tension just dissipating a little bit, being blown away. You can bring that chin back up through center and bring the chin toward the ceiling. That feels good. If it feels precarious with your chin up and your eyes closed, feel free to open those eyes to help with the balance. And notice how the front of your throat, the front of your chest feels. Allow those collarbones to broaden. Bring your gaze back to center and drop left ear to left shoulder, keeping both shoulders down, feeling that stretch. We all have different bodies and different rotations. When I go to the massage therapist, she's always like, you're very restricted in your neck. I can feel it. But this still feels really good. Left ear, left shoulder. Feeling that intentional breath move through your body. Bringing the head back up nice and slow and dropping right ear to right shoulder. Let both those shoulders be heavy and weighted down. Bring that head back to center and take 1 or 2 slow rotations of the neck, letting it go all the way around, perhaps hearing a snap, crackle, pop. Those are safe sounds as our neck remembers it moves in all of these directions. And then slowly go the other way. And then we'll bring our gaze back to center. Slowly open the eyes, and let's bring those hands to our shoulders. Today we're going to work on connecting our breath with our movement. So the first movement we're going to do is bringing our elbows and forearms together while arching our back. So it's kind of a cat back as you bring your elbows together. And then you begin to open those arms back up, proud chest, bringing those arms behind you. So when we do this movement, we're going to do it together in just a moment. We're going to do an inhale for 4 as we breathe through our back body. And then we're going to exhale for 4, breathing through our front body. So let's give that a go. Bring the hands to the shoulders and let's get ready to inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale and exhale. Release the arms down by your sides, roll up your shoulders. If breathing at that pace is making you dizzy, feel free to go at a different place, because we're going to try that again, but this time we're going to breathe up and we're going to breathe down. So we're going to interlace our fingers, flip the palms over and bring them to the top of our head. And on the inhale count, we're going to push the ceiling away. And on the exhale count, we're going to flip the palms back down and bring that breath back down to us. So let's start by interlacing those fingers, flip the palms and bring them on top of the head. Let's get ready to go together. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring those arms down. Maybe roll those shoulders the other way. And we have one more direction to breathe. So we've breathed from the front body and the back body. We've breathed up to down. And now we're going to breathe out and in with the ribs. So bring your fingertips to, that little bony bone on top of your shoulders. So right on top, and bring those elbows down beside you. We're going to inhale into our ribs, bring the elbows out to the sides and all the way up. And then exhale, feel that breath go in and collapse as we bring those arms back to our ribs. So let's get ready to try this together. So inhale, bring those elbows up. Exhale, bring them down as the ribs collapse. We'll go inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, see if you can feel that through the ribs. And exhale. One more. And exhale. Let that go, shake it out. Thanks for starting the practice with some breath connected movement that can feel really weird the first few times. So I think we'll come back to that in the next few weeks. But for right now, let's meet at the front of our mat. Those hips or those feet can be together now, or if you want the stability, bring them hip width apart. Let's inhale, sweeping those arms all the way up, reaching heels to fingertips, reaching high. Bring the palms together and exhale, forward fold. So I like to bring that soft bend in my knee, reaching forward for the back, coming all the way down. We're just warming up, so grab opposite elbows with your hands, let that head and neck hang. Maybe you want to do a little sway from side to side, like a little ragdoll. We're just starting our practice, so maybe really put a deep bend in your knees, let your stomach and thighs come close together. And then from there, practice raising your hips just a little bit. All together, let's take an intentional breath. Inhaling deep. Exhaling long. Inhale, come to half lift. Hands come to your shins and you lengthen that back nice and long. Hips go back, crown of the head goes forward. Belly button comes toward your spine, so your nice, sturdy coffee table. Exhale, forward fold. Drop the hands, we're gonna step back with the right foot. And today we're gonna keep that back knee off the ground as we come up into high lunge. So you're really pushing that back heel back, you're bending into the front leg. Think about squeezing those thighs together. Feels good to you, we're gonna open our arms to cactus. We get to lean back and a little bit of a back bend. So proud chest toward the ceiling, keep that gaze up. Feel the weight in both the feet. We're building strength and flexibility at the same time. We're gonna come back to center, reach those arms up, and we're gonna lean forward at about 45 degrees. Envisioning we are the human cannonball in the circus. We're gonna rock forward, coming back, up on the toes on the back foot and leaning forward on the front leg. And then exhale, rock back. And so you try that to your own breath. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. I am shaking here. This involves a lot of strength, especially on the front leg. And then as you rock forward this time, think about rocking forward, drag that back leg, and see if you can come up into airplane. However you can, play around. Maybe you want to drop the hands down as you lift the back leg. Maybe you're like, I've been doing this for a while, I'm going to move into warrior 3. Wherever you are, we're playing around with balance on the left foot. Can you feel your left foot use the pinky side and the big toe side equally? That both sides of the foot are pressing down. And then as you stand up, think about bending that back leg, pushing into the standing leg, and bringing that back leg into your chest. Still standing on one foot, and then setting it down, shaking it out, and taking this moment to remember that yoga is a lifelong practice. We're all at different places here, and I want you to do what you're comfortable with. We're all practicing a little bit of grit, a little bit of resilience by being on this mat and staying on the mat for the practice today. So find your mountain, feet together or hip width apart. Reach those fingers down. Inhale those arms up all the way, reaching high, extending heels to fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift, hands to shins, extend that spine long. Belly button to spine, ribs knit in. Strong coffee table. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, and this time step back with your left foot. Opposite foot. Keeping that heel off the ground. Coming up into your high lunge. Feeling the weight in the front foot and the back foot. And think about squeezing those thighs together in toward the midline. Reaching those arms up to cactus. Option to stay here or to present a proud chest, leaning back. Think about your chest proud, collarbones broad. Intentional breath. And back to center. Reaching those arms up long. Leaning forward about 45 degrees. Embracing the human circus cannonball in yourself. And begin to inhale as you rock forward. Exhale, rock back. You get to choose. Am I building strength here? At what level? Am I doing 1? Am I doing 3? Am I doing 8? You get to choose. Where are you today? And then after you've had enough of those rocks, finding your way into airplane pose. Start to flex my back foot, push that leg away. Bring those arms out like an airplane. Pretend you are flying. Find that spot on the floor that doesn't move, that can help with balance. And then if you can, bring your focus to your foot. Can you feel the pinky side and the big toe side both working? When I started yoga, I always trended to my pinky side, then push into that standing foot, push to stand, maybe bringing that left knee into the chest before you set it down and shake it out. I want you to close your eyes in a tall mountain pose and do a little body scan from your head all the way down, really checking in with those calf muscles, those thigh muscles, those glute muscles, ankles, arches of the feet. Perhaps practicing noting. So what that is maybe you feel a throb, we just say throb or ache. We're trying not to go into a story, but was that hard, was that easy? You know, any kind of judgment about yourself. Just see if you could note the sensation. Release, throb, ache, shake. I feel a little shake. And then let's open those eyes. We're gonna inhale those arms up, nice and tall. Reaching from the heels to the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down. Bend the knees, plant the hands. We're gonna step back with the left foot. And this time, turn that back foot so the toes face the side of the mat. Bend the front knee. Find your way to warrior two. So the front knee is bent, the back leg is straight. We're sinking down. And take a moment here to think front foot and back foot, both equal weight on the ground. Can you feel the pinky toe side and the big toe side of each foot? And then reach those arms out long, fingertip to fingertip. Bring your gaze over the front hand. And even if you're feeling shaky with all this leg work today, I want you to say to yourself, I am a strong warrior. Strong warriors can still shake, but you are strong. Flip those palms up, begin to straighten the front leg, and lean back in reverse warrior. Feeling the side body open up. Taking an intentional breath. And begin to lower back down to warrior two. Rechecking in with the feet. Are they both working? Can you feel the big toe side and the pinky toe side equally? We all have a tendency sometimes, we haven't been working on it to have our weight dump more one side than the other, so we're trying to purposely equal that out today. Begin to lean forward over your front leg. Take the right arm, put it on your thigh, push yourself away, and bring that top hand up and over into a side angle pose. So instead of collapsing down, you're pushing yourself over with that arm. And you can choose to stay here or choose to take that bottom arm and reach it out so both hands are reaching in side angle. Pick the option that works best for you, that allows you to stay safe as you grow. And then we're going to bring that top hand back down to the thigh. Wherever you are, we're going to begin to cartwheel ourselves down, pivot that back foot around and find your lunge. Stepping forward with the back foot about halfway and coming on up. Whew. Now, if you're wobbly in your balance in pyramid pose, just take your back foot and make it go a little bit wider so you're sturdy. Both toes are facing forward. We're gonna reach those hands all the way up again, lengthening our body, and begin to hinge at the hip, only coming down halfway to that tabletop position. So you're reaching your arms out long, your belly button's coming towards your spine, your ribs are knitting in, and you're making this really long coffee table shape. And then exhale, let your hands come down, your body keeps hinging, and bring your body to fold over your bottom leg. Now, if you feel the back of your knee, do a little micro bend there so we don't hurt behind the knee. You can bring the hands onto your leg for stability. You can bring those hands onto blocks if you have them. all together, let's do an intentional exhale. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Walk those fingers forward, begin to lean over the front leg. And again, let's find our airplane pose. Back leg comes up, arms come to the sides. Maybe notice how your airplane pose is changing now that we're doing it more than just one time today. Finding that balance between the pinky side and the big toe side. And then again, let's try this challenge move again. Push into the front foot, bend the back leg, push up to standing. See if you can bring that knee into your chest. And then we'll set it down. Find your mountain pose, close your eyes. And again, scan your body, noting the sensation. Noting with one word, what do you feel? And that one word may change as you feel certain sensations and areas. What we're practicing is observing a sensation without a story. And this is a stress reduction technique because it's usually our stories that may or may not be true that help stress us out. Whereas if we can observe a one-word sensation, it helps us feel the present moment. So you can open those eyes, inhale those arms up, reaching from your feet to your fingers, root to rise. If you remember this, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, reach that spine long. Belly button into spine, ribs knit together. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we're gonna step back with the right foot. Hipping the back foot so the toes go to the side of the mat. Cartwheeling up the arms and finding our warrior two. Doing it on the other side, we're almost done with the standing poses. So reach those arms long. Check in with the feet. Can you feel the big toe side and the pinky toe side equally? Play around with that. So sink down and gaze over those front fingers. Say to yourself, in your head or out loud, I am a strong warrior. And feel free to say that more than once. I am a strong warrior. Flip the palms up, straighten the front leg, and begin to lean back. Finding your reverse warrior. Opening up the side body and finding an intentional breath. And we'll sink back into warrior two. Checking in with the feet, front foot and back foot, equal weight. Begin to lean forward over the front leg. Bring the forearm onto the thigh, push yourself away. Bring that top head over and up. So check in, instead of collapsing down, you want to push away with the bottom arm. Option to stay here or take that bottom arm and also reach it out. That is some strength. Stay as long as you can breathe. Both arms are out, bring that top hand back to the thigh. And we're gonna cartwheel down with the arms, stepping in about halfway, and coming on up into our pyramid. If you're wobbly, take that back foot and step it out sideways a little bit so you can find that balance. Reach those arms up nice and high, belly button to spine, ribs knit in, maybe those glutes even squeeze. As you begin to hinge at the hips, halfway, and making a really long tabletop. Engage in the core with that belly button rib cube. Finding your intentional breath. And Exhale, begin to forward fold down. Micro bending that front knee if you feel anything behind the knee. That was my first yoga injury in my life when I first started. I'm like, I don't need to bend the knee. And then I couldn't walk for like a week and a half. So watch that front knee. Arms can support the leg on blocks. Finding that intentional breath. Begin to shift the weight over the front foot. Flex the back foot, bring up that leg. Then the arms, finding your warrior 3 or your airplane pose. Playing patty cake, keep trying. And if your balance feels pretty good, think about that foot. Feeling the big toe side and the pinky toe side equally. You got this. I'm shaking. Shaking is okay. It's a bunch of rebalancing. And then push into that standing leg. Bring that back leg into the bend. Bend it into the chest as you stand. And set it down. You're gonna shake out those legs. Close those eyes. Find your mountain. Whew, tripping over my words today. And take a moment to note the sensations. When you shake, hey. Maybe notice a smile or a sweat. One word, no practice. So we spent a fair amount of time on our feet, so we are going to work our way down. Walk those feet out to the sides of your mat, toes out, heels in, so your feet can even be out to the outside of your mat. You choose. We're going to work those arms up, stretching fingertips all the way up. Hands to heart center, or sorry, hands together. And as you bring those hands to the heart center, we're going to begin to drop into a squat. Knees come out over the feet. You can stay high in more traditional squat. You can lower down into a yogi squat. Whichever squat option you pick, I want you to go back to those feet. That's our theme today. Can you feel the big toe side and the pinky toe side? Perhaps you want to try lifting your toes. Feel those inner arches engage. Set the toes down. Push those feet away, almost like you want to go back up. And then let's use the hands to come all the way down to our sit bones. We're going to shake out those legs. And we're going to do one boat pose. So let's bring the hands behind our hips. I like my fingertips forward. Plant both feet on the mat and get a nice straight spine. So belly button comes into your core, your spine extends. And you have an option to stay here. This is work on your core, on your spine. You begin to lean back a little bit and release one arm long and another arm long. So again, extend the spine, belly button close to your spine. And if this feels okay, maybe you want to begin to lean back a little bit, tip back and see if those feet want to float off the ground. And you can bring those shins up maybe to parallel. If you are a very flexy person and you can keep your back straight, maybe you want to play around with extending those legs. I want you to stay wherever you can keep that back straight and long and your belly button towards your core, your ribs knitting in. And all together, let's exhale. Inhale deep. Exhale long. And then let's slowly come down. Plant the hands back behind the back. Walk those feet long. Let's take a few windshield wipers, dropping the knees to one side and then the other. Thinking about the movement coming from the hips. And we're going to sit back up. you're gonna go into a straddle, so sit in a straddle just for a moment. We are gonna try and move our right foot without our hands. So think about bending your knee, bringing your foot up close to your body and seeing if you can bring that foot in close to your leg all by itself, and then help it out with your hands the last little bit. But I want you to try and see what you can do for movement without using your hands first. It's a little bit of mobility training. Then we'll bring our foot in. And we'll sit tall with a long spine. Feel your hips connect with the ground. Spine extend. Begin to rotate toward your leg. Your foot's going to be engaged. You can choose if you want it to be flexed or pointed, but I want you to intentionally pick a flex or point. You have an option to stay here, or perhaps you want to begin to hinge at the hips, keeping the back long. And when the body doesn't want to hinge anymore, you can release the head and neck and find your forward fold. The hands can be on the floor, maybe they want to be on the leg. And this isn't about how deep you can go. What we want to do is, can we plant our glute muscles and our hips on the ground, have an engaged leg with that pointed or flexed foot. All together, let's exhale. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Maybe you notice with an exhale, your body's inviting you to go deeper. You can listen to that. Or maybe your body's like, ow, ow, ow. That's a cue. Come back up a little bit. So you're out of that sharpshooting pain. Taking one more intentional breath. And then using your hands to support you, slowly walk yourself up nice and tall. We're gonna keep those arms up and try and move that right leg out to the side all by itself. And then let's bring the left foot in. I think about dragging my heel toward me, rocking back, however you want to try it. And then let your hand help rest the way. It's interesting when we try and move our legs independently of something we normally help with. So take a moment here to, again, ground your hip bones, ground your sitting bones. Allow your spine to grow tall. Your right leg that's outreached, think intentional flex or intentional point, you get to choose. Begin to rotate towards your leg, keeping your spine long. Begin to hinge at the hips. When your hips don't want to hinge anymore, relax your head and neck. Regrounding both sides of your hip bones. Checking in with your intentional flex or point. And all together, let's exhale the air. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Checking in with your body sensation to see if your body is telling you to release a little bit, or is it inviting you to go deeper? Or maybe it's letting you know this is perfect right where you are. Finding one more intentional breath. Using your hands to support you as you come on up. Sitting tall, we're gonna take that left leg and see if we can extend it all by itself, finding our straddle. And you can choose if you wanna stay in a straddle position, or if you're rolling back and straddling is not working for you today, or this just feels better, you can bring the soles of your feet together and find your butterfly pose. So yogi's choice, butterfly pose or straddle. So take a moment in either pose to feel your sit bones connect with the ground. Allow your spine to grow tall. And take an intentional breath just here, in the seat with a long spine, rounded through the sit bones, rising through the crown of the head. And then with your exhale, begin to hinge at the hips, coming forward only as far as your spine wants to stay straight. When your hips don't want to hinge anymore, relax the head and neck. And all together, let's exhale the lungs. Inhale deep. Exhale long. Checking in with the neck and head. Can you shake it maybe no? Shake it yes. Perhaps separate your teeth and move that jaw around. Perhaps finding a second intentional deep long breath. Using your hands, slowly walk yourself back up to that straight seat. We're going to bring ourselves into a crisscross applesauce, or you can bring the knees wider and the heels in line into Skidasana. You can choose. Have your hands on your knees, close your eyes. Allow your sit bones to ground, the crown of your head to rise up. Reach the arms up nice and tall. Rooting through the sit bones, rising through the fingertips. Begin to rotate toward the left side. When your body doesn't want to rotate anymore, drop the left hand behind you and the right hand goes to the outside of the left leg in a twist. Inhaling your spine tall. Exhale, settling in. Perhaps you want to inhale the spine tall and exhale. See if you can twist another millimeter or so, only if your body thinks that might feel okay. Feeling that breath move through the twist, which may not be as easy as when you're not twisted, so that's normal to feel the breath a little bit more challenged in a twist. And then we're going to come back to center, reground the sit bones, feel the rise to the crown of the head. Reach those arms up, feeling the ground through the sit bones, feeling the rise through the fingertips. And begin to rotate to your right side. When your body is done rotating, drop the right hand behind and the left hand toward your right knee. Inhaling the spine tall. And exhale, feel the twist. Perhaps inhaling length and exhaling another millimeter of twist. You get to choose where that Goldilocks twist spot is for you. One more intentional breath. Then we'll come back to center. Change the crisscross through the legs. Reground those sit bones. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Allow the shoulders to be heavy, the arms and hands to be heavy on the legs. Allow your spine and head to reach toward the ceiling. Nice tall seat. And all together, let's exhale the air. When you think your lungs are empty, see if you can empty them a little bit more. Inhale deep through the nose. Add that little extra sip of air at the top. And then exhale slow through the mouth. Draw out that exhale. And let's try that one more time. A really long, slow inhale. And a long, slow exhale. Allowing those sit bones to ground. Taking this moment to do a little body scan. One last chance to note. You can note emotions as well, perhaps calm, slow. Maybe you're antsy because it's almost time to end. Just note with one word. Bring your hands together in heart center. Feel your palms and your fingers touch. Slightly tuck the chin toward the chest. Take this moment to think of one thing that you are grateful your body does for you. And all together, let's take one last inhale. Exhale. Let the class go. Blow it away. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Think back into your day and your afternoon. Any questions or comments about today's practice, please contact us at wellness@saskpolytech.ca or pop a comment on our YouTube channel, and we will see you next Thursday. Have a great week.